With just 2 weeks to the country's most competitive poll yet, the agency mandated with the tough task of delivering a credible poll is at loggerheads with an equally important agency, one that is tasked with reading the electoral process of criminal aspects. Politicians have, as usual, taken sides in the public spot between the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. Good evening. We debate the road to State House tonight. But first, these are the stories making headlines tonight. Tonight, death toll in the Nithi Bridge accident rises to 35.
Kwa hivyo jumla pia hospitali ya mochari ya Chuka Refaro pia nayo kuna mili 17 ambayo iko hapo.
NTSA has suspended the operations of Modern Coast Bus Company, but the family of the driver says he has been complaining of brake failure.
Bwanangu kama wiki mbili hivi wiki tatu alikuwa analia, hiyo gari anaendesha ni mbovu. Akifika tu ananiambia mama masi gari ni mbovu, mama masi gari ni mbovu.
Also tonight, Kenya Kwanza leaders yet again fault DCI boss George Kinoti over the IEBC stickers saga.
Na tungetaka tumwambie huyu Kinoti DCI, huyu drama queen, afanye kazi yake ya polisi. Mambo ya uchaguzi hajui na hawezi elewa.
Plus, Raila meets border operators in Nairobi as Karua campaigns in Thika and Kajiado.
So it is the system that we are going to change. We are going to reform the system.
This as Kenya Kwanza woos Embu, Nyeri and Nandi ahead of the August polls.
Na mimi namuomba na kitendawili, wacha kuhepa hepa. Wewe kuja kesho tukutane. Wewe uko na majibu mingi ya kujibu. Ulikuja ukasambaratisha serikali yetu.
And Wairimu is our sign language interpreter. Good evening, I'm Abubakar Abdullahi. Welcome to the broadcast. We begin tonight on a sad note, and at least 35 people have died, with 10 survivors receiving treatment following the Sunday deadly crash of a Mombasa-bound bus belonging to Modern Coast after the driver lost control of the vehicle, plunging into River Nithi in Tharaka, Nithi County along the Meru-Nairobi highway. Rescue mission was halted on Sunday night and resumed Monday morning to rescue those trapped below the bus. TV47's Moige William begins our broadcast tonight.
Rescue operations resumed Monday morning to remove those trapped under the bus or swept away by the water of Nithi River, as authorities make efforts to account for passengers of the ill-fated Mombasa-bound bus. As the rescue operations continued, members of the public keenly observed the process with shock, grief and disbelief expressed on their face.
Unajua ukiteremka kabisa, hata gari ikiwa na brakes, unajaribu kuimagine ikiachilia tu kidogo. Unaweza fanya nini? Uwezi enda hii side, uwezi enda hii side nyingine.
Wakati barabara ilikuja hapa, ni watu wengi wamelose life. Wengi. Si watoto wale wazee, hata wadogo wamekupia hapa Nithi Bridge.
Mili ya watu hapa ndio wasijui ni nini, bypass ipite tusaidie. Sasa vile tunaona miaka 2-3 kupoteza.
The Modern Coast bus on Sunday evening, traveling from Meru, veered off the road at the Nithi Bridge into the river 40 meters below. Already families, members of some of the deceased have visited the scene as the search continues.
Kuna wakati tulikuwa tumepitia hapo na my brother hapo, akaniambia hapa ndipo pana kuanga black spot. Wakati alikuwa na gari yake, lakini jana alipata na hiyo accident na akakufa bado. Nimeshamuona hapa kwa moja.
Kwa hakika hiyo ni masikitiko makubwa, lakini ni watu wengi, sio sisi peke yetu. Lakini ile kitu tunasema, ile Mungu amepanga hatuwezi zuia. Lakini hata na hivyo, hiyo mambo tunaomba serikali ijaribu kuturegeshia hiyo barabara kwa niaba ya Wameru wote na watu ya Tharaka Nithi na Kenya mzima, kwa sababu tumepoteza hata foreigners. Kwa hivyo hii barabara irekebishwe.
The scene of the accident is a notorious black spot along the Meru-Embu Nairobi highway, which has previously claimed lives. In a previous incident, a matatu rolled at the same spot, claiming lives of 2.
All motorists using this road to exercise caution as they approach the Nithi Bridge, because this is a black spot and we have warning signs to show the motorist that this is a black spot.
According to the Eastern Regional Commissioner, preliminary investigations, the bus could have developed brake failure before crashing into the river. Rescue operations continue in search of 5 missing passengers, with plans to move the wreckage in case some of the missing people were trapped beneath it. Moige William, TV47.
Now, the National Transport and Safety Authority has stopped the operations of Modern Coast Express Limited following the accident that happened in Tharaka, Nithi County on Sunday, which claimed 35 lives. The development comes at a time when the wife of the ill-fated bus driver claims that her late husband now has always been complaining of the poor condition of the bus. Sharon Baranga reports.
Early Monday morning, Beatrice Wakodhye was accompanied by family and friends to the offices of Modern Coast Express Limited in Mombasa. They were here for information of the whereabouts of her husband Paul Kamau, who works as a driver in the company. Beatrice says her husband always complained of the poor condition of the bus, which was involved in an accident at Nithi Bridge in Tharaka, Nithi County on Sunday. More than 30 people lost their lives and others sustained injuries.
Bwanangu kama wiki mbili hivi wiki tatu alikuwa analia, hiyo gari anaendesha ni mbovu. Akifika tu ananiambia mama masi gari ni mbovu, mama masi gari ni mbovu. Akifika tu hata harali anaondoka anaenda garage na hiyo gari. Anasema gari breki inaferi mpaka sasa kufa kwake sasa.
Juzi wakati alikuja aliniambia gari imeharibika kwa barabara wakitoka Nairobi. Na akakuja akaniambia ameambiwa atabadilishiwa gari. Lakini hakubadilishiwa gari. Hiyo gari ilipelekwa garage na akarudi nayo Nairobi. That is on Thursday.
Friday evening was the last day Kamau's family spoke with him.
Akaongea na mtoto wake, wakaagana atamtumia pesa kwa simu. Kutoka hiyo time tu kuongea naye tena mpaka wa leo. Nikipiga simu yake iko mteja. Sasa ndio usiku nikapigiwa simu na watu, nikaambiwa kuna gari imeanguka Meru na inasemekana ilikuwa na msee Simba. Ni kweli? Nikamwambia sijui sababu sijasikia.
Kamau's family is now concerned whether they will receive a compensation from the ill-fated bus company. Kamau had worked for Modern Coast for 2 years.
Bwanangu aliajiriwa huku 2018 akafanya, ni corona ikaingia. Corona kuingia si walisimamishwa kazi. Kusimamishwa kazi hapo mbeleni ndio ni corona iingia. Hapo mbeleni walikaa muda mrefu sana hawajawahi lipwa mshahara. Vile kazi ilirundi akaendelea kufanya mbando hawalipi mshahara. Hata hii miezi mitatu tunaongelelea kutoka mwezi wa pili mpaka leo hajawahi lipwa mshahara. Anakuja kwa nyumba hata hana hata 100 na mtu amelala kazi, ameshinda kazi na anakuja kwa nyumba hana kitu. Sasa amekufa hivi hana kazi na hana pesa. Ameniachia watoto hivyo sijui nitawapatia nini.
Wako na miaka 2 hawajalipwa salary tangu wakati wa corona. Tumeambiwa walikuwa wanapewa allowance tu peke yake. Wakiambiwa watalipwa pesa yao. Hatujaweza kupata habari kamili kutoka kwa management vile compensation yake vile itafanyika na vile watasaidia familia.
Meanwhile, the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, has stopped operations of Modern Coast Express Limited as a thorough multi-agency investigation into the crash and an evaluation of the operator's safety standards is underway. Sharon Baranga, TV47.
Well, may their souls rest in eternal peace. 35 lives lost. Remember the roads know not anyone. Take care as you drive and arrive safely. Let's get to politics. And Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition flag bearer Raila Odinga's road to State House received a major boost after the Border Safety Association and Muslim women leaders endorsed his presidency. Odinga promised to make government reforms once he assumes office to accommodate border riders and save them from the hands of corrupt police officers. Odinga's running mate Martha Karua also intensified Azimio la Umoja campaigns in Thika before wooing voters in Kajiado to consolidate their support ahead of the August 9th general election. Mike Kagongo now reports.
As the clock ticks towards August 9th general election, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition presidential candidate Raila Odinga won't relent his vote hunting as he intensified his campaigns in Nairobi County Monday in an effort to popularize his bid ahead of the much anticipated polls. Odinga met the Border Safety Association at Nyayo Stadium, who declared their support to his presidency, urging his government to put forth measures to protect them from county askaris alleged to molest them at their line of duty.
Baba, sisi tuko tayari kureform, lakini county government ya Nairobi na askari wake hawataki hawa vijana wa reform. Kazi yao ni kushika hawa vijana na kuwanyang'anya pesa.
Nairobi tumekuomba baba, katika nomination utupatie at least watu watatu watuwakilishe pale City Hall.
In his office, Odinga promised to make effective government reforms that will see police officers protect border riders. Speaking at the Nyayo National Stadium Indoors Arena in Nairobi Monday, Odinga pledged to ensure motorbikes confiscated by the city inspectorate are returned to their respective operators.
So it is the system that we are going to change. We are going to reform the system to convert a police force into a police service for the people of Kenya. Mutahesabu siku 100 kutoka kuanza siku hiyo. 100 days of Baba's government. Yale reforms zote tutafanya. That reforming of the police service, police force to police service will take 100 days.
Zile bodaboda ambao zimeshikwa tutawasiliana na Junet tuone IG of police kama zinaweza akiliwa before election.
Later on, Odinga met Muslim women leaders at KICC Nairobi. He defended the current constitution on Kadhi courts, saying the course has never contradicted Christians.
Kadhi's court has always been in the constitution. It has never harmed any Christians. Our constitution was actually based on Christian law. So you don't necessarily have to come up with a Christian code, because it's already inbuilt in the constitution.
More than 1,000 Muslim women leaders from across the country threw their weight behind Odinga, insisting that the former premier stood with them and cared for their well-being of the religious leaders.
Muslim women, again, the maternal mortality is high among our community. Devolution and its fruits are yet to impact on Muslim women. Muslim women, and my sister said, need very contextualized policy.
Meanwhile, the Mau Mau Governing Council of Elders endorsed the joint Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential ticket, binding Raila Odinga and Martha Karua in the State House race.
The charm offensive has earned a lot of votes for Azimio. If you look at the latest statistics, really, a place that was our opposition stronghold, we are actually now splitting it.
In a ceremony organized by NAC Kenya and the Mau Mau Council of Elders held in Kiambu County, the elders pledged to campaign for Raila and Martha Karua in the vote-rich Mount Kenya region as the campaigns enter homestretch.
Na tukipambana na ufisadi, utajiri wa nchi yetu utatumika kufaidi wananchi wote na sio kutajirisha wachache.
The endorsement by the Mau Mau Governing Council of Elders is a major win for the Raila Odinga Karua ticket in the region that is largely divided. Karua later on intensified Azimio la Umoja campaigns in Kajiado to consolidate their support before August 9th general election.
With barely 14 days to August 9th general election, both Kenya Kwanza Alliance and Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition are seeking for a better way to accommodate all lobby groups across the country in a bid to consolidate enough votes on behalf of them to win election. Mike Kagwango, TV 47 at KICC, Nairobi.
Thank you, Mike Kagwango, for that report. Still in politics, and Deputy President William Ruto led the Kenya Kwanza campaigns in his political backyard of Nandi County Ruto, who was accompanied by leaders drawn from Rift Valley, said Kenya Kwanza is the solution to Kenya's perennial problems. Joash Onsare tells us more.
In just 14 days to the August 9th general election, a section of Kenya Kwanza Brigade pitched tent in various counties in Rift Valley region. Led by Deputy President William Ruto, the Rift Valley team made stopovers in Uasin Gishu, Nandi, Elgeyo Marakwet and West Pokot counties.
Our competitors have no plan, they have no agenda, they have no ideas on how to take Kenya forward.
Ruto, addressing the residents in the region, called on Azimio la Umoja flag bearer Raila Odinga to avail himself for the presidential debate to respond to some concerns allegedly raised by Kenyans.
Wewe kuja kwa debate, mimi nakungojea kwa debate kwa sababu Wakenya wanataka kujua hii tibi mnatialala ni kitu gani. Wakenya wanataka kujua hizi hadithi zako za hekaya ya Bunwasi ni kitu gani. Hata kama huna sera, hata kama huna mpango, at least ukuje utueleze maana ya tibim na maana ya tialala.
Mimi kwa timu yetu ya Kenya Kwanza, kila mtu amekubaliana ya kwamba Sudi aende afanye debate na mzee wa kuzimia.
Na tunajua Tinga amesusia debate kwa sababu hata hana mpango ya Kenya. Ukimuuliza hapa Nade Hills watu wanataka nini? Yeah? Hajielewi. Onarala.
The second in command was accompanied by various leaders, promised to grow the economy and ensure security for all Kenyans if elected in the August general election.
We are going to make sure that we have a hustler fund that will make it possible for ordinary entrepreneurs in the micro and small enterprise space to access credit so that they too can be able to build their enterprises na kila Mkenya aweze kuwa na biashara yake imeinuka, ndio tuende mbele pamoja.
Watu wa Rift Valley hapa tunasema sisi ni wapenda amani, na kama wakulima tumeingia Kenya Kwanza tukijua ya kwamba bei ya fertilizer itapunguzwa na kwamba bei ya mazao yetu itaenda juu.
As the countdown continues, Ruto and Kenya Kwanza Brigade have called on President Kenyatta to keep off politics for a peaceful nation after the August polls.
Tunaomba Uhuru Kenyatta kitu moja. Tunajua kwa ile Jubilee ya zamani kura moja tumepoteza peke yake ni ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Hata ya Margaret Kenyatta iko na sisi. Shida yenye tunataka kumwambia Rais Uhuru, kama umeona project yako haiwezi fika mahali, usijaribu kufanya kazi ya kupiganisha Wakenya.
Nimekuja kuambia ya kwamba hakuna Mluya ako nyuma ya mzee ya Mtendawili. Waluya wote wako kwa Kenya Kwanza na tuko nyuma ya William Samoei Ruto.
Mutatupatia kura yenu bila kupoteza hata moja. Ule mzee wa Kitendawili atoke hata bila kura ya agent. Na pili, mtapatia William Ruto jeshi ya kufanya kazi.
Joash Onsare, TV 47.
Moving on tonight, Kenya Kwanza leaders have told the state to stop interfering with the operations of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, terming it as a recipe for chaos. The leaders singled out Directorate of Criminal Investigations boss George Kinoti, accusing him of playing to the gallery. The three Venezuelan nationals are, however, set to appear before the Directorate of Criminal Investigations on Tuesday for a fresh probe.
With 14 days left to next month's transitional general election, amid a standoff between detectives and the Electoral Commission IEBC, following the arrest of 3 foreign nationals from Venezuela last week, Kenya Kwanza Alliance leaders have once again come to the defense of IEBC, telling the government to stop interfering with the Commission's mandate a move they said will jeopardize next month's highly staked poll.
Free and fair elections. Na mimi nataka Kinoti, tunataka Kibicho, tunataka wakina Matiangi, tunataka wakina Mucheru, wafahamu kwamba hii maneno mtindo wa wao kuingilia process ya election. Sisi tunaambia hawa jamaa wawache kuhujumu democracy. Wakicheza wakati tutapata ushindi, na sisi tutafungua inquiry kujua walikuwa wanafanya nini na pesa ya Kenya kujaribu kuhujumu demokrasia ya Kenya.
Police on Monday raided an office associated with Deputy President William Ruto in the city center after a weekend of verbal exchanges between Kenya Kwanza and their rivals Azimio, sparking fury from the alliance leaders who are now accusing Kinoti of playing to the gallery.
Jana tumeona Kinoti akifanya ukora, anaenda ofisi hata ya kinara wetu. Na tunajua walikuwa na mpango ati ya kwenda ati wavuje boma ya William Ruto. Mimi nataka niambie Kinoti, kama nyinyi ni wanaume, muguze hata gate ya William Ruto.
Na tungetaka tumwambie huyu Kinoti DCI, huyu drama queen, afanye kazi yake ya polisi. Mambo ya uchaguzi hajui na hawezi elewa.
The three foreigners are expected to appear before the DCI for the second time on Tuesday, even as the saga continues to draw reactions on who exactly is speaking the truth between the DCI and IEBC. IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati holds the three work for IEBC's Smartmatic International Holding local contractor, Seamless Limited.
The only glue that will hold the Republic of Kenya will be the chairman of IEBC, Wafula Chebukati. Uhuru ukianza kushikashika watu wa IEBC, you are now walking our republic on a very dangerous path.
Chebukati is however yet to state which operations of the election will be affected after police confiscated the electoral equipment held by the foreigners. Abul Kamal, TV47.
Moving on, the Presidential Debate Secretariat insists that tomorrow's two debates will still go on even after Azimio's Raila Odinga threatened to boycott the debate. At least 24 diplomats have confirmed attendance. This story was produced by Andrew Juma.
The much-anticipated presidential debate is set for Tuesday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. The last two of 6 debates are set to bring together all the 4 presidential candidates. According to the Presidential Debate Secretariat, Agano Party's David Mwaure and Roots Party Professor George Ojakoya will face off in the first debate, while Azimio's Raila Odinga and Kenya Kwanza's William Ruto in the second debate, set to kick off at 8 p.m. However, Odinga has threatened to boycott the debate, saying he cannot stand in one podium with Ruto. Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate Raila Odinga, through his secretariat, said he will not attend the debate. In a letter released to the public, the secretariat says traditionally the televised debates provides an opportunity for the public to listen to leaders and make an informed opinion during elections. The debate secretariat alleges that this year's debate is structured with opposing candidates, which the Raila Odinga secretariat says it is a bad idea. Further, the letter states that Odinga has repute and will not share the stage with his main opponent, Deputy President William Ruto, calling on the Presidential Debate Secretariat to focus on corruption, integrity, ethics and governance, failure to which he won't attend. Instead, the Odinga Secretariat will plan for a televised town hall debate at Jericho Social Hall in Nairobi's Eastlands, with ordinary Kenyans to offer solutions to challenges faced by common Kenyans. At least 24 international diplomats have already confirmed to attend the debate. They include Algeria, Argentina, Australia, DRC Congo, Costa Rica, Ethiopia, Finland, Germany, Jordan, Korea, Malaysia and Netherlands. Others are Portugal, Qatar, Romania, AKDN, Senegal, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Sweden, Switzerland, Ukraine, USA and the United Nations Development System. Roots Party presidential hopeful George Wajakoya has also threatened to boycott the debate if he is not allowed to debate Raila and Ruto. However, the Secretariat insists on 2 tiers, with candidates who have garnered less than 5% popularity rating in one podium, while those above 5% will be on one podium.
Our competitors don't have a plan. They don't have an agenda. That is why they cannot articulate any agenda, because they don't have one.
Moving on, a constitutional court has dismissed 2 petitions seeking to compel President Uhuru Kenyatta to appoint 6 judges who are among the 41 judges recommended by the Judicial Service Commission for appointment. In their judgment, the 3-judge bench consisting of Justice George Oduru, Justice William Musyoka and Justice James Wakiaga said that the petition noted that the petition was overtaken by events since a similar court order had been issued in the year 2020 compelling President Uhuru Kenyatta to appoint the 6 judges. In 2021, a case was filed by Katiba Institute against the head of state, where the High Court gave the President 14 days to appoint the 6 judges.
Petition for enforcement of legitimate rights on behalf of the public. To condemn the petitioner to pay costs would not be in the best interest of advancing constitutionalism, and therefore let each party bear their own costs.
Matter was mentioned for compliance and directions on the 8th of February 2020 when the respondent raised an issue on stay of proceedings in view of the pending appeal at the Court of Appeal, and directions were given for filing and service of a formal application for stay of proceedings, together with written submissions on it, and for filing of a response to it, together with written submissions.
Elsewhere, President Uhuru Kenyatta today joined the stakeholders at Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi for media orientation and tour of the newly redeveloped National Monument and Museum. Beatrice Watare tells us more.
The museum, which is set to act as an archive of Kenya's history since 1800, includes a hall of legends which will showcase the lives of Kenya's legendary ancestors, including Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, Mekatilili Wamenza, Koitalel Arap Samoei, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, na Bongo Mumia, among others. In his speech, President Kenyatta termed the museum as an indication of the history and culture of the nation, which encompasses both the good and the bad that the country has been through.
We shall celebrate the good. We shall see the bad as it was. It's part of our history. We can't run away from it. And remember our ugly, so that we hopefully shall never repeat our ugly again. So it will be the face of who we are, what we've been, what we've gone through. It'll also be the place that shall be the custodian of all our historical, our cultural artifacts, memorabilia of all sorts, place where various audiovisual stories shall be.
The president added that it's a work in progress and will be available to the public and tourists as soon as it's in operation to help understand the cultures of the country.
I do believe that once this place is fully operational, it will host many thousands of visitors. It will help us identify our Kenyanness. It will help us identify our diversity, because we are diverse. But that's a beautiful thing also. It will help us be able to celebrate each other's cultures. It will help us be able to understand our different cultures a little bit more, and hopefully understand that it is a mix of all of these things that makes us Kenyan. That's what makes us Kenyan. And it is then from there that you get pride in being who you are.
The iconic Uhuru Gardens has hosted 2 National Day celebrations, that is Jamhuri on December 12th last year and Madaraka Day on June 1st this year, which were Uhuru's last national celebrations before leaving office after the next month's general election. Beatrice Watare, TV 47.
Watching Kenya's fastest growing television, time for us to take a short break here on TV 47 News tonight. We still have a lot lined up for you. Stay with us.
You are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories.
Tricent School of Medical Health Science and Technology is a premier training institute for market-driven courses. With state-of-the-art facilities, competent and dedicated members of staff, and linkages with the medical industry, you are assured of a bright future when you study with us. Enroll today in our campuses at Juja, Nairobi West, Kisumu, and Homa Bay.
We will get money for Kenyans back.
David Mwaure Waihiga of the Agano Party.
Tuko tayari tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8.
William Samoei Ruto of the Kenya Kwanza Alliance.
Mko tayari kutembea na sisi?
Raila Amolo Odinga of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Party. And
we have wealth in our country.
Professor George Luchiri Wajakoya of the Roots Party. On the battle for State House, the presidential debate 2022, July 26th, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. on every screen, speaker and earpiece in Kenya.
Je, dhulma ya kimapenzi ni nini? Dhulma ya kimapenzi ni mtindo wa tabia katika uhusiano wowote unaotumika kupata au kudumisha mamlaka na udhibiti juu ya mpenzi wa karibu, hasa kupitia unyanyasaji. Tabia yoyote ya kikatili kutoka kwa mpenzi ambayo inaogofya, inatisha, inadanganya, inaumiza, inafedhehesha, inalaumu au inaumiza mtu ni dhulma ya kimapenzi. Dhulma ya kimapenzi inaweza kuathiri mtu yoyote, wakiwemo wakimbizi, na hivyo kujenga hali ya kukosa matumaini na kukata tamaa ya maisha. Inaweza kuwafanya watu waamini kwamba hawatawahi kuepuka udhibiti wa mnyanyasaji. Unaweza kuhisi peke yako, lakini sivyo. Ikiwa dhulma inatokea katika uhusiano wako au unashuku kuwa mtu mwingine amedhulumiwa, piga simu kwa nambari za dharura zisizokuwa na malipo. National GBV Hotline 1195, na kwa wakimbizi piga simu ya usaidizi ya UNHCR 1517 au piga simu polisi 112. Tukomeshe dhulma za kimapenzi na tuwalinde wanawake na wasichana wetu. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Hayas Kenya kwa ufadhili wa Umoja wa Mataifa, United Nations Trust Fund.
The new mobile money service imefika. Vuma ni wallet yako ya kurahisisha. Download Vuma app just like that. Ama join ukidial star.
Despite being visually impaired, he is a jack of all trades. It is our quest to find answers on how to take care of children with special needs and those with disability. You do not need to see musical notes to understand music, but rather to have your soul feel the vibe.
Actually, for us to make a wheelchair, we have to take measurements of the user.
After doing my assessment, I get to know the parent, I get to know the heaviness she's carrying.
Disability comes at different stages of life.
How well do you know what's happening around you? Morning Cafe with heated political debates. Baraza la Siasa.
Hiyo kitu azungumzie, angalie hali ya maisha ya watu.
Informative health discussions. Business, farming. Tasty Wednesday, Fitness Thursday, and Feel Good Friday with amazing DJs, celebs,
waimbaji
kuna comedians, alafu kuna wajinga.
And music bands.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with Kenya's fastest growing television. Let's get to more news now. And the Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention, in partnership with Mastercard Foundation, has implemented the Saving Lives and Livelihood initiative in Kenya to accelerate the COVID-19 vaccination exercise. The implementation of the $3 million initiative will synergize the efforts of the government and other stakeholders to ensure the implementation campaign will focus on risk communication and community engagement, vaccine capacity, logistics, and vaccine surveillance to enable Kenya reach its COVID-19 vaccination target.
This is a concerted effort to hasten progress towards reaching Kenyans' targets of vaccinating the entire adult population of 27 million people, plus the teenage population of 5.8 million by the end of this year. It's a daunting task, but we think it's possible. Currently, as a country, we have fully vaccinated 8.7 million adults and 0.3 million teenagers. So there's still more work to be done.
In the next coming days, we're going to rapidly move across the continent, investing over $800 million through the partnership with the Mastercard Foundation to help countries to distribute vaccines, to produce vaccines. That's the idea, to help the continent to increase. We know it's an ambitious goal, but one of our goals is that by December this year to get most of the country up to 70%.
Let's count the cost and get to the world of business. And Kenyan manufacturers have been challenged to take advantage of the expanded East African community markets to create more jobs and increase income and transform the lives of citizens in the region. Speaking to the press after a tour of Capwell Industries in Thika, Kiambu County, Principal Secretary of EAC and Regional Development said that the inclusion of DRC and the market size population it has hit 350 million and a turnover of US dollars 250 billion shillings. He has added that under President Uhuru Kenyatta's chairmanship, which came to an end this year, last week, the community has made a number of achievements, among them a consensus on common external tariffs.
The 300 million people within the context of the new EAC market is the fourth largest in the world. After India, China, the United States comes the East African community. And this holds endless opportunities to organizations like Capwell to diversify their manufacturing, but most importantly to achieve what EAC espouses, which is value addition and value chains for the benefit of ensuring that wealth reaches the last person within the context of its citizenry, but creates a real value proposition for the fact that the continent, especially the region, is resource rich as far as local produce is concerned, minerals are concerned, and so on. One of the other achievements that are notable and extremely relevant and have been developed in partnership with the private sector is the consensus on the common external tariff, a four-band structure which took 9 years plus to agree upon, but was agreed upon within the context of His Excellency's chairmanship of EAC. And this means now for industries like Capwell to innovate and to differentiate their produce, to diversify their productions, with a view of being assured of a nurturing capacity by East African governments.
Elsewhere, Safaricom Foundation says it has set aside 100 million shillings for its Ndoto Zetu initiative, which calls on Kenyans to partner with the foundation to have their community dreams and aspirations brought to life. Safaricom CEO Peter Ndegwa said and made the announcement at Salvation Army Joytown Secondary School in Thika, Kiambu County, where he donated 10 laptops and 8 projectors worth 1.5 million shillings.
A big
dream of Safaricom's foundation has been to set up a program that allows people to submit proposals for the dreams they have. As mentioned earlier, we are pleased to announce that we are once again launching applications for our philanthropy initiatives, which we call Dr. Zetu. And as I've said earlier, Dr. Zetu supports Kenyans who are keen to make an impact in their communities through social investments. And through the initiative, we ask Kenyans to share their dreams and aspirations that they hope to achieve and that will have a positive impact on their communities, of course, in the areas of health, in the area of education, and in the area of economic empowerment.
It means so much to us as people with disabilities that there are people out there, a company like Safaricom, who are willing to come and support this facility because we have